Hey guys, Nick Halden here, aka DVD Collector 96, and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so welcome to a new watching at home vlog video. You guys have been enjoying a lot with the Lilo and Stitch series, and recently I got my hands into a sealed DVD via eBay of Stitch the movie. And the plan is, as I did with Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2, Sid Has a Glitch, to watch it at home and to comment it with you guys, my experience after watching this movie after so many years. The last time I watched it I was a little kid, and I have a plan on mine. So eventually you guys will see the unboxing video of this DVD on the channel, and you guys will see how I freak after I open it. But the main reason is because once you open this DVD, there is an experiment finder poster on the inside with Stitch experiment cousins. That's the poster, and then this is the experiment founder. So what's going on? With all these recent memories from my childhood after rewatching Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2, I decided that I wanted to rewatch Lilo and Stitch, the TV series, which I read somewhere that it's coming back to Disney Channel on June 26, which is Stitch Day. But the show is already on Disney Plus. The show runs for 2 seasons on Disney Channel, and I'm pretty sure of all the episodes, I saw like 60% of them. So I already know most of the experiments. All the experiments here, I remember seeing the episode. And this is saying a lot because there is a lot of experiments on this poster. But anyways, Stitch the movie, which is actually, you can say after the events of Stitch Has a Glitch, it's kind of an extended pilot movie. It's only an hour long. And this is what introduces us to the world of the TV show. So in this movie, we found out that Dr. Jumba, Stitch's number 626, made 625 different experiments with different things, and he brought it to Earth. They're basically on a state that they're just a capsule, but once that capsule gets activated with water, we get to meet a new Stitch cousin. So the dynamic of the show and of this movie, it's the same. The experiments, once they're activated, they have their true nature of destroying and want to make bad decisions. So the plan for Lilo and Stitch is to capture them and make them become good the same way Stitch did. So after they are good, they get named by Lilo, and then they found a home. In this movie, we're going to be getting the activation of 625, which is a yellow Reuben. It's going to be named Reuben in the future, but it's the cousin of Stitch on yellow, and he has the same powers as a Stitch, but it's too lazy and just want to be making sandwiches the whole day. So he's going to be teaming up with Gantu through the show. Then we're also going to have the activation of 221, which is Sparky, which is the electric experiment. So this is kind of like an extended episode from the TV series. As I told you, this is like kind of like the extended pilot. Then you get to see the 2 seasons of the TV show, and then they ended up the TV show with a movie, also a direct-to-video sequel called Leroy and Stitch, which I haven't got the DVD just yet, but eventually I want to get it, and I will do a vlog on the channel as well. Now, I want to try to get something from the TV series to the channel, but I'm still not sure how I'm going to do it. But the plan for this vlog video is going to be, I'm going to be rewatching the DVD edition. The DVD has so many cool special features. It has game to find experiments. It has a gallery of a lot of the experiments that you guys also get to see on this poster. So it's going to be a fun movie night. Again, the last time that I watched it, I was a little kid. I remember a lot about the ending where all the capsules get to Hawaii and they're in danger to be activated. A lot of experiments get activated the second they land, and again, the TV show just follows them trying to find every single cousin. Sometimes they activate them themselves, sometimes they get activated because they get in touch with water. My favorite one is 601, which is Kix right here. That's my favorite experiment of the whole show. And also, the idea of this poster is that every single time you watch an episode, you will mark right here found. Of course, I'm not going to be marking down this poster. Even if it's mine, I want to keep it as it is. But after you watch this original movie, you get the first 2 experiments marked off. And again, it has a lot of special features. It's a beautiful DVD, which again, the unboxing took me almost 30 minutes with all the information that I gave you guys. But I would love to know in the comments if you guys have seen this movie. This movie is also hinted on the live action of Lilo and Stitch when they show 6 to 4, 6 to 5, and 6 to 7. Of course, Stitch is 6 to 6. And the quote for this one to get you hooked: Stitch was experiment 6 to 6, meet the other 6 to 5. So this is DVD quality. It has never got released on Blu-ray. I do hope eventually we will get the Blu-ray of this movie, of the TV show, and also of Leroy and Stitch, I'm sorry, A Guy Can Dream. At least we already got Lilo and Stitch, the 4K edition, which the blog is on the channel and the unboxing is already on the channel. But let's go ahead and enjoy tonight this movie, and after I'm done watching it, I will be back here to discuss a little bit more with you guys about the DVD, the special features, what do I think of this movie after so many years, and then I will finally be ready to enjoy my favorite TV show from when I was a little kid, Lilo and Stitch, the TV series. So if this is something that interested you, and if you love the Lilo and Stitch world, stay tuned because this video is for you.
More illegal genetic experiments.
You mean there are more besides Stitch?
Well, Stitch is number 626. These must be the other 625.
They don't look like him.
They've obviously been dehydrated for transport.
Okay guys, so just been done watching Lilo and Stitch the movie on DVD, and we have to talk. This movie brought back so many memories of when I was growing up that you have no idea. It was from the era of direct-to-video sequels from Disney, and this one actually comes after the original Lilo and Stitch animated movie. To be honest, the sequence that I have seen, these ones, I saw the original Lilo and Stitch on 4K, then I saw Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch which should be taking place before the events of this one, and then Stitch the movie. To be honest, plot-wise, this one does feel as an organic continuation to the first one, and it has kind of like just a little scene about Nanny's and David's relationship where I was like, definitely this one is taking place before Stitch has a glitch, which makes no sense on the timeline. But again, it's just an animated extended pilot. We can call it a movie because it's actually intended to be as a movie, but it's an extended pilot for the future Lilo and Stitch the series. So, on Stitch the movie, we begin the movie with Gantu being basically out of the galactic intelligence, and now we meet the villain that is going to be for the show and then the ending movie, Leroy and Stitch, Dr. Hämsterviel. Kind of like a hamster with a red cape that is asking, oh my god, Gantu to recover something that we actually don't know. Then we finally back into the Hawaiian island. The family is having a nice beach day. Jumba and Plicky are still pretending to be humans, and they're basically aliens dressing up as humans. We continue to say that this is something that worked really good because it was an animated movie. It didn't work on the live action. And then Lilo is kind of trying to teach the ways, and she teaches him that now that he knows the meaning of Ohana in Hawaii, they call each other cousins because they're part of one big family. So she's basically like, you need to find your cousins now and get ahead on the beach and basically make friends. So he goes to a little kid, he hugs him, and he's like, hey cousin, or aloha cousin, and then the kids run away scared. So Stitch is kind of laid down because he doesn't have a family of his own, and then Lilo goes like, you have your own family now. So Jumba is working at a secret mission on his now regular room. He doesn't have a lab anymore, and we don't get to see what he's working on because Stitch walks in on him, basically being sad about all this situation. Now Gantu shows up to the house and he kidnaps Jumba, and this is the first time that we find out that what Gantu is after is all the genetic experiments that Jumba has made. So while Jumba hides a piece of equipment, a ball drops to the floor with the numerical 625, and it's a blue capsule if I'm not mistaken. One of the experiments that we're going to know really soon. So he takes the experiment with him. Jumba doesn't tell him where the rest are, so he kidnaps Jumba to bring him to Ganserville. So Lilo and Stitch go to pursue him with the spaceship that is now on the backyard of the house, but they're unable to catch him, so they fall back into Earth. When they come back to the house, Nanny is worrying sick, so she's been looking around for them on the island, and once they found out Plickly on where he was kept, Plickly has this equipment that Jumba told him that it was really important and he needed to stay hidden. So when the capsule gets out, we find out, and this is what I love. We find out that Stitch was experiment 626, which we already knew, so there is 625 different experiments that does different things. So when the capsule gets opened, we get to see all the little capsules of the experiments basically flying around, and Plickly let us know that this is they have been put into this way, and they will need water to be activated because it was the easiest way to travel with them basically. And that's the title card that you guys see right here. Stitch was experiment 626, meet the other 625. So this console basically, which I always found super cool, works with like information about the experiments. You basically can just get to a drop menu and it will let you know experiment number and the function that it has, and then it has a little icon to it. So the spaceship is out of power, so they need an experiment that is able to generate electricity. So Plickly hides the experiment ball, he put them on this box, and then he goes all the way like for the box not to be able to be open in the future. But then Lilo and Stitch go to the box, they get it open, and she's like, Stitch, you now have cousins and we're going to meet him. It's so funny because Stitch just goes with the scene and he's going to put every single experiment into water, and then she stops him and she's like, we just need one. Now we get to meet the very first experiment, and if you're following the list, the experiment tracker list from the DVD, you should be able now to put on their phone the first experiment that we get to see in the TV show after Stitch. And we got experiment 221 called Sparky. It's this yellow guy right here. An alien fighting ball who creates devastating powers surges. Now, every single time an experiment gets activated, which is so cool, we get to see the capsule drops into water, and then we get to see a yellow reaction, and then the experiment gets activated. Since they have the machine with them, the machine lets them know that experiment 221 has been activated. Now, the experiments are created to make chaos, so the first reaction of this guy is going to go to all the electric circuits and basically make chaos around him. So he creates a big out power surge and then he escapes. So then our team needs to go looking for him. At this point in the movie, Jumba is still kidnapped by Gantu and he's talking with Dr. Hämsterviel, but Plickly has this big phone list where he's trying to contact to see where Jumba is. Now, also at the same time, because Jumba is now part of the Ohana, Nanny is contacting Cobra Bubbles again. So the movie runs pretty fast because again it's only 1 hour. Animation, you can tell it's a direct-to-video sequel, but it was still good. I think 90% of the original voice cast came back for this one, and that was something amazing because the just hearing Stitch back again with the original voice actors is just amazing, which was also the person that created this universe. But anyways, guys, this is what's going on, and now Lilo and Stitch are getting out to basically try to find the experiment. We get to see the girls playing around, and since they see kind of an electric surge, they go there thinking that the experiment was there, which it actually was. They see like these kind of lamps that they put for bugs to get into them, but then the experiment was actually there. So on Dr. Hämsterviel's chip, he basically tells Jumba, if you're not going to tell me where the rest of the experiments are, I'm going to activate experiment 625, and he will torture you until you find out about it. So Jumba starts joking around and be like, please don't do this, do not activate the next experiment. So the third experiment that we get to meet on this universe, and you can you can mark your found list, and it's actually the first one right here. We're meeting experiment 625. All the powers of a Stitch, but only real talent is making sandwiches. As you can see, he doesn't have a name here because his name later on the Leroy and Stitch movie, and Lilo names him Ruben. So Jumba is joking because he said like it's kind of more even intelligent than Stitch. He has all his powers, but he's a lazy guy that only enjoys doing sandwiches. And this is a great comedic relief because the guy just literally worried about sandwiching and about how his bologna is running out. So back on Earth, Lilo and Stitch are back making a team, and they're able to locate experiment 221 and they capture him. So he gets captured, and then Stitch starts seeing him, and they start basically mirroring each other. They both are able to get 4 arms. They both are able to be discussing and putting their tongue on the inside of their nose. And then Lilo comes with the painting from the first movie, which is like, you're not as bad as a Stitch, but your level of badness is still here. So they teaching the concept of cousins, but then Gantu and Dr. Hämsterviel make an agreement with Plicky to come to Earth, and then the rest of the experiments will get handled to them. All of this while Cobra Bubbles knows what's going on, and they're ready to get Hämsterviel because he's a prisoner that has escaped. So we get to see the big ship with the late intergalactic lady one more time into the picture, and plans doesn't go as they should. When he basically checks the experiments list, and he realizes one of the experiments is missing, which is 221, and then Lilo and Stitch shows up with him, but they don't want to give him up because they want to give him a home, and they have already named him Sparky. So they all get into the ship, including the experiment, because now all the rest of the experiments are on the ship, and Lilo wants to rescue them because they are Stitch cousins. So they go to this big spaceship adventure, and then the first one, it's going to be Stitch. He's going to get clonated for evil because of Hämsterviel, but they're not able to do that, and at one of the scenes they're able to drop, and this is the coolest thing because this is what gets the world of the TV show. They drop every single capsule into Earth. So they keep the machine, but they drop all the experiments into Earth. That was the big plan of Hämsterviel's about, now if I'm not going to have the experiments, I'm just going to clone Stitch. So experiment 221, Sparky comes out and saves the day. Then Stitch saves Lilo, and they go back on Earth, and then Hämsterviel, it's a prince, basically. So the big space lady tells them, oh, I will need to evacuate Earth because this planet is 80% water, and the experiments just need water to activate it, and they're basically bad. This is when Jumba tells them, like, once experiment go good, they're not able to get bad again, but I will try to fix this with 627, which is eventually an experiment that we will know on the TV show on one of the episodes, which was an amazing episode, by the way. But anyways, now that the experiments are on air, we get to see like early clips of the experiment landings on specific places, but do not get water just yet. So Lilo and Stitch agree that they're going to be going on an Easter egg hunt, and they're going to catch every single experiment. But basically the dynamic of the show is going to be the dynamic that we saw on the movie. So on the movie, Sparky gets to be living in the lighthouse that was deactivated for years because it was too expensive to maintain, and he now is able to basically get electrical sources there without harming no one. So they're trusting the team, and this is what will initiate the TV show we get a clip of a few different experiments getting activated. We got one that flies, we got ones that it has like a tool on his tail. We have like a big one that just stares at the tourists. We have one that's super fat that gets activated after putting on a coffee. And it's so fun because we're going to be finding a crazy world. There is a lot of experiments to explore, and they all do different scenes, and they also look different, which is amazing. And again, was the very scene that captivated me about this show. So the ending shot of this movie, it's Lilo and Stitch back in action on the car that you guys see right here, and they need to capture every single experiment. They have 623 experiments to find. So Ruben, and this is the dynamic of the show, Hämsterviel is going to be in jail asking keep calling Jumba, asking Gantu to recover the experiment. So Gantu is going to be kind of like the comedy aspect of him trying to get the experiment for them, and then he will have Ruben all the way. Of all the bad experiments they could get, they got the guy that only makes sandwiches, and that's his only goal in life. So that's Ruben right there with Gantu. And then the credits roll, and the credits are literally the credits from the TV show. Now, one thing that I didn't know, and I'm not even sure if I watched it when I was growing up, is that this one has an end credit scene where Jumba and Plickly is like, maybe this time they will bring us back with them, but no, they'll stay behind. And he's like, okay, let me look at my week, which it was one of the most iconic characters, and it gave us a lot of fun moments. Plickly, I love him every single time he was on a screen. But anyways, guys, 10 out of 10 beginning pilot episode, because again, this introduces us to Aloha Cousins, to the crazy world of Lilo and Stitch, the TV series. I just love this poster every single time that I see it, and we have a lot of the experiment there. Again, I think I have seen 60% of the episodes. From this list, I know 80% of the experiments already, but I'm missing a few episodes, and I'm excited to be enjoying them. The DVD also brought, and you guys have seen the unboxing already, the DVD also brought this kind of mini poster promoting the TV show on Disney Channel and ABC Kids, and a few of the experiments there. I can tell you that the very first episode, it will be the episode with experiment 513 called Richer. And again, you can be checking here the font every single time you watch one of these episodes, but I'm not. I'm going to keep this poster as it is. Also, guys, at the end of this video, there is a cool gallery menu with different experiments. I want to put it to you guys so you guys can enjoy it. But let's talk now about the DVD physical media release. So, as you know, the DVD quality is not the best these days because of the Blu-ray and 4K. Back when these ones got released, we only had VHS and DVDs. My God, I dropped it. If I remember correctly, guys, DVD quality is 480p. I'm pretty sure that if you go to Disney Plus, they will have this movie at 1080p high definition. So it's going to be a better looking copy. But it kind of like, these movies work with this format because when you get them on super high definition, like let's say a 4K in the future, which is not going to happen for these Disney movies, or at least I don't think so, you get to see a lot of the defects that you didn't catch with not that good quality. But eventually I will make my way to Disney Plus at least for a month, so I will be able to watch the show and I will be able to rewatch this movie probably. I'm missing the DVD of Leroy and Stitch. Unfortunately, these movies only exist on DVD by now, and I actually want to get my hands on a copy of that DVD so I can do the unboxing on the channel, and I can also do a watching at home vlog. But guys, this DVD is back from the era where studios care about the people that were buying physical media for them. So not only this one came with a coupon inside with the instructions of how to get kind of like a $3 discount if you own Lilo and Stitch on DVD. There is like something here that you cut and you go through all the instructions. Of course, that's not valid anymore. But this one came with an interactive menu and a lot of special features right here. So I was able to enjoy every single special feature on this one. We had a trivia challenge, which is basically with the voice actors, Dr. Hämsterviel asking you different things, and then you have 4 characters to choose from. It's a lot of fun, and when you make mistakes, they will let you know that you made a mistake in a funny way, in an evil way. Then we got the experiment finder, which is kind of a funny way where they, again, this is going to be the dynamic of the TV show in the future. So they will put you in different parts, like let's say Lilo's room, and you will need to find the experiment. Now, after you go through the 4 different scenarios, which it's funny because they have a spooky, but the drawing was way different. So you have to find spooky with a different drawing. You have to find Mr. Stingy, I'm sorry. You have to find Cannibal, and I remember you have to find a 4th, maybe Olio, but I honestly don't remember well which was the other experiment that you needed to find. Then you need to find them a house, which is how the work is going to work. I'm sorry. Every single time Lilo and Stitch find in a house, they name them, and now they're making good. Then we have the experiment gallery, which again, every single experiment gallery, I will let you guys at the end of this video so you guys can enjoy this and kind of like catch attention for the show, which is coming back to Disney Channel on 6/6 day, if I remember correctly. And then we have Aloha I Como Mai music video, performed by pop sensation Jump 5. This is the song of the intro from the show. It's kind of like clips from the movie and Stitch saying his little weird things. And guys, also, at the point that I'm recording this video, June 26th is close, which is Stitch Day. They're going to be releasing on Disney Parks an exclusive set of 10 different pins with the experiments, and I would love to get my hands on those. I saw an eBay listing that had all 10, but it's $349. That's kind of a little pricey. But they're mystery boxes that you purchase a box and you find 2 pins that you have no idea which ones are going to be. You're going to get doubles and things like that. And I live so far away from Orlando, because if not, I will be like, it's a 4-hour drive, but it's expensive. And I will just try to go there and buy them. But also, I think they're going to be inside the parks. But anyways, guys, Stitch the movie. The extended pilot that gave us Lilo and Stitch the series. This is such a fun movie, and again, it's only 1 hour long to watch. And I promise that if you love the universe of Lilo and Stitch, it was such a cool idea that they have different experiments to play with, because the ideas were enormous. Every single experiment being a different experiment and doing crazy things, all in this big genius Jumba mind. So the TV show was amazing. It ran for 2 seasons, and it has every single character that you love back, and it also get more into detail on these lives, on these characters, and you get to meet Stitch cousins. But anyways, guys, that was my new vlog from the Lilo and Stitch series. Again, wait for a vlog of Leroy and Stitch in the future. I'm not sure when, because I'm not sure when I will get the DVD copy. And also, I would love to do a video kind of like talking about the experiments, or maybe talking about the TV show. I don't know, I don't have a clear idea on my head, but I definitely want to be talking more about the experiments on the channel. For now, I would love to know if you guys grew up watching Lilo and Stitch, the TV series, as I did. And if you did, from this list right here, which you will see more into detail if you watch the DVD unboxing of Stitch the movie, I would love to know which of these lists is your favorite experiment. I will start. My favorite one was always 601 Kicks. But anyways, guys, that will be all for today's video. Like I always say, I hope you guys are enjoying with this new kind of content in the channel. If you are, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep this only growing. And see you guys again soon on a new video.